Oh, you know they're working now. Heck yeah. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in and making it work. I'm Jimmy. We're gonna spend a day in the shop. Once I get this place open up, I gotta go through a few hoops, jump through some obstacle courses, and get everything plugged in, switched on, and hunky-dory. Then we'll take a look outside and see what the weather looks like. Not really sure what happened here. Be careful where you step. You might slip and fall. You gotta be very careful. Looks about like a door. Beautiful morning this morning. I woke up, went out to my truck, and 73 degrees this morning. It's about 4 or 5 degrees cooler than normal for this time of year. But we're coming into fall. Hope the weather's nice where you're at. The reason I show the weather on this channel, even though it's an auto repair related channel, because it's part of being in the shop all day. What's the weather going to be like while you're at work, right? Because we don't have air conditioning or climate control or any of that. The only thing we get to keep us out of the weather is a roof. That's it. You're on your own. One of the few industries where the professionals don't get air conditioning. Obviously carpenters and those kinds of people as well. So most people working with your hands, blue collar workers, you know what I'm talking about. You're out in the weather. If you're lucky, you're out of the sun. That's what I am most of the time. We got quite a few vehicles out here in the parking lot, in the grass. A lot of them are done, waiting to be picked up. So, but you know what we'll do? We'll put some clips in right here, so you'll know what to expect in today's video as far as vehicles types or repair types. 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. Oh, we got an old El Camino out there. I wonder who that's being held for. Let's finish getting this place opened up. We'll have some fun. We'll learn a thing or two. Stay tuned. What is that beeping? Something up there is beeping. Probably the alarm. It's broken. Ooh, that one's done running great too. Customers picking it up today. You saw yesterday's video when I fixed that one, right? A lot more work for a little 4-cylinder than you might think, but Rob helped me out. Knocked it right out, about 2 hours. 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. Customer went to the dealer to have his AC checked. They said he needs a condenser. So he brought it here to have us put the condenser in instead. He doesn't want to pay the diag. He said he already paid for that. So it's about 3 hours labor to put a condenser in here. And it looks like it's under here. Should be easy, right? I think this is 1234YF also. It should say somewhere. I know one thing. If it has a bad condenser, that means it's full of refrigerant. Man, it's hot too. It's gonna have to cool a little while. I mean, he must have drove here from Iowa. Let's take a look inside. It's pretty rough, poor thing. 70,000 miles, 2017. That's not that bad, I guess. It's probably about a 4, I'm guessing. What do you think? 70,000 mile minivan, family truckster. Let's grab the machine and get to work. Ooh, even the lug nuts are hot. Must have drove down from Ocala. You get to this condenser, you gotta take the front bumper off, and then it's right there. Screws are different sizes left to right, so there must be accident related. I know this fender is all askew. See that thing? That's not right. It's not from the lift either. I sure hope this fixes it. He said he didn't want to spend the money for the diag. It was too expensive. $135 is what we charge. So I'm like, well, you're going to spend $800 to $1,000 parts and labor on the condenser. If it doesn't fix it, then what? I mean, the dealership's probably not wrong, but they couldn't fix the electrical problem on that 300C last week or earlier this week. So who knows? We'll see. If I can give you any advice when it comes to having your vehicle serviced or repaired, whoever diags it should do the repair. That way they can have some responsibility, because if they were wrong, what happens now? I don't know. It just seems kind of a weird way to do things to me, I guess, but some fasteners, some wiring connectors. I gotta lift it up higher and get the underbelly off, because there's screws going in to hold the bumper on with that too. So we'll pop some of those out of there. The washer bottle will stay there, hanging on the radiator support and stuff. And the bumper fascia, they call it, comes right off. It's just, basically it's decorative. It doesn't really do anything. If you have an accident, the metal brace underneath is what takes the impact. This is just decoration, basically. So, I don't think that's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be glued to the bumper. This thing had to be in some accidents or something. Carry on. 3 or 4 push pins, some 8mm, some 7mm, and some 10mm screws, and it's out. Electrical connector on each side. I think that should be it. 2 of them. Not much else under here holding it. It's got a leaking radiator. I hope the customer didn't say condenser when it was really radiator. That would be terrible. Now we got some push pins, some 10s. I'm not sure if the grill comes out with the bumper or separate. But once we get everything detached, we can peel it back just a little bit, very gently, and get ourselves a peek. Squeeze these little dealios in, you can pull it out of the slot and unhook it from that. Cable's got to be out of your way, and you lift this off. Now we're getting somewhere. Look at this thing. That's been beat up from the feet up. I still got to pull the refrigerant out, but everything's kind of hot. You got to stick your arm back there to get to the other fitting. So I'm just kind of letting it cool, messing with this. I'm going to have to lower it down some more, get the evac going. I'm not sure why we're doing the condenser. It's not, doesn't look to be leaking, so maybe it's inefficient. Pretty rare, but we're gonna find out. You know the deal. Row your boat. It does have refrigerant, so that's a good sign. We'll let this thing do its magic for a few minutes. I'm gonna sip some Dunkin' Donuts coffee, take a few minute break, let him know the radiator's leaking while we're in here if he wants to do that too. And then we should be about ready to, there's only a few more things to pull out now, and the condenser should come out pretty easily after that. 2 lines go to it, the power steering, or I think this is transmission. I think that's got to come out of the way. Then there's a couple of 8s hold the condenser onto the radiator. Plastic tank has standoffs on it. Should come right out after that. I might have to take the headlights out. Either that or sit there with a little ratchet wrench or something. I'll think about that while the machine's sucking it down. I think it's just a couple more screws and these headlights will come loose. Let's do that. I see something down here. Gonna need a longer extension. You see it down there? There it is. Doesn't look like it's tight. There's a gap between the plastic under it and all, but it'll be tight when we're done, I hope. Man, that's a long screw. Look at that thing. I gotta disconnect the 2 13s at the bottom and 2 of these guys. That's my 2 lines going to the condenser, both 13s. Sometimes the nut comes off, sometimes the stud comes out. That looks right. Sweet. Even came with new studs. Well, that's not good. They're talking to the customer about it. I'm going to hold off a few minutes before I go any further, because if I put it all back together and they do want to do the radiator, I got to take it all back out. Right now, it's probably only like another half hour, 40 minutes to do the radiator. You got to pull the hoses off, drain the coolant, and these brackets trap a standoff on the radiator tank. It goes into this bracket. Pull these brackets off, and they'll come out. A couple of transmission cooler lines goes here and here. Well, this is an overflow, I think. Yeah, this is a coolant overflow. Maybe there's no more cooler lines. I thought it was redundant. You know what redundant means, right? It means you're gonna have to do it over. Oh, radiator's on the way. Uh-oh. This little cable clamp tool is super handy. Anytime you can't quite get a tool in there, love it. Sometimes it won't squeeze the clamp quite enough to get it over the bump. So I'll just keep it loose and I'll just pry the hose off very carefully. Although, if this radiator breaks, it's getting replaced, right? It's off. Oh, there is another one. Felt like there was something else in there. It's hidden it. There it goes. That's a different thread too. That one has a plastic screw, like a sheet metal screw thread, not like machine threads. That's that little piece looks like that holds the radiator in. I'll do the other side too. Alright, we are just about out. Electrical connector, I got a little, give you some light, got a little 8mm down here for this. And I should be able to lift this assembly out. This probably has a couple screws, yeah, there's a couple of 8s or so on that, it feels like. Back up. Customer's waiting for this too, so we're trying to get him out of here. I think it's a little after 10 right now on the making it work clock, so we'll have him out of here before lunch, no problem, I think. The only question will be the evac and recharge of this refrigerant takes a little while, so we'll see how that goes. I gotta give Chrysler credit, that's actually a pretty slick way to do it. I mean, you gotta take the bumper off, but it's really not hard. You gotta be careful with painting parts. But once the bumper's off of there, not bad at all, really. Pretty straightforward, everything kind of makes sense. We all know mechanics and engineers have different brains. This screw that goes back in that bracket, I'm gonna leave it right here so it's in my face and I won't forget it. Once I drop the condenser and get that all buttoned up, then we'll put that screw in after. Longer bolt goes over here because of the bushing. Must be because of vibration. This is where the lines are attached. The other side there's no bushings. I don't make the decisions around here. That's Bill, Bob, you guys. I think Tim might even be involved in this one too. Oh yeah. Smell that new car smell? We got some new gaskets, we got some new studs, but we don't got some new nuts. I'll have to get this nut off this stud. I put the new studs in just because, I mean, they came with it, they're new, right? I do like the fact that these have a torque socket on them, but we got a Tecton torque socket. We got a gear wrench 13. Shouldn't be nothing but a thing. Just like that. Like nothing ever happened. Surf Pro. Plug in one of these. Got to plug in one push pin. Headlight, a couple of 10mm screws. It's easier than it looks. Only got one hand. Take it easy. I'm gonna go get the bumper. You wait here. That thing's made out of rubber. I spin it together. I'm like, why would I take them bolts out? They just hold the headlights in. They hold two things in. It's a multitasking bolt. Got this thing vacuuming down. We're going to throw a little coolant in there, extended life. This stuff's like gold and chameleon coolant, turns the color or whatever you put it in. But extended life's what these come with. You can put the orange or this gold stuff in, which is more universal. Some say there's no such thing as universal coolant. I haven't had a problem with it yet, but that's what we're doing. Right after I put this headlight cap on. I don't know who left it off. I didn't take it off. Did you see if I took it off? Someone just carried out some wheel bearings and said, hey Jimmy, put these wheel bearings in this Ford Escape, but they're press-in, so okay. That's funny, this 2011 Escape Hybrid. I thought I was going to pop these hub bearings in while that car vacuumed, because bolt-in hub bearings are relatively easy if the car's not rusty. But I was wondering why he wasn't doing it. You got to use the press or a hub tamer. I have a hub tamer. 192,073 miles. I can feel the right front hub bearing's bad, but the left side one I'm not sure is bad. But in any event, it also needs tires and some other things. I'll do the inspection real quick. We do them on every car now, and I'll start on the hub bearings, but I'm not going to do it till after I finish the other car because he's waiting. I got good brakes, man. Got new struts. What's this? Just a heat shield of some kind. Keeps the axle heat off the rack. That nut was really tight. There's a lot of rust in there. I'm guessing the bearing rusted. I'm going to get my giant slide hammer. Rob's going to help me, so I'm going to see how much of this I can record. But I'm going to slide hammer this off, and then the bearing will be in the knuckle. And all we'll have to do is press that out. I might use my hub tamer. I haven't used it in years. Literally just paid like 800 bucks for it. It just sits next to my blocker. So maybe we'll use that. Maybe we'll use the press. I don't know. We'll see. We definitely got to unbolt the strut either way, but I'm not going to do that till after I knock the hub out of there. The bearings came with new hubs, so. It was rust. I took the nut off, and like an ounce or two of rusty powder came out of it. Did you fart? No. It smells like the plant back there fired up. They're making us a batch of biofeed.
That smell. Yeah, that's fucked up, right?
It's your BO. What's up, bro? Don't you shower? Sorry, my butt's leaking. Sorry, I got puddle up in this. Now. Should have come out by now, I don't understand. That's the rest of the bearings. Get the slingshot, we got ammo. Alright, full of refrigerant, full of coolant. Everything looked good on this. We're gonna fire it up, check that AC function, let it warm up. Come back on the hub bearings once this one's done. Now my boots might have a little debris on them, so I know a lot of people get mad that I don't use floor mats automatically in every car, but I try to use my brain, and if it's got light colored floor mats, they're super nice. If there's any questions about my boots, then yeah, you use them. If it's the beginning of the day and my bay's nice and clean, no big deal, we'll be okay, right? At least that's how I see it. Let's put the air on. Let's see if we got auto. I don't think we do. We got the air. Recirc. What's my temperature? Huh. Let's see what we got for pressures out there. It might take a minute to cool down. We got nothing yet. Okay. Let's go back in there. We'll make sure we got all our buttons right. All right, we're on max AC, blowing out the dash. AC on. We should be getting some AC. Let's see here. Compressor clutch is not engaged. That's strange. I'm gonna put my scanner on it, see if we have any weird codes, pressure related codes. It's gonna turn into an AC diag. Chrysler. I hope I don't need a subscription to check the AC. We'll see. You guys know I like to complain about it but not do anything about it. Eventually I'm gonna have to pay for that. I just haven't done it yet. System selection. Might have HVAC even though it's not automatic. It might have a HVAC module anyway because the car is kind of new, I'm assuming. Heating, ventilation, and AC. If it says no communication, it doesn't. Read fault codes. DTC information. No DTCs. Okay. Data stream. AC request. Evaporator sensor. Temperature and voltage. Engine RPM.
Another old Cadillac back here to put in the,
Stop start. Thermistor, MCC, twilight sensor. Okay. Engine RPM 796, AC request on. Temperature sensor 95. Voltage 3.2. So it thinks the compressor's on. But it's not. Let's go in here. Look for a compressor clutch relay and a compressor clutch fuse and see if we can find something up with that. Remember this car I told you earlier, the dealer told me needed a condenser. I don't know. All right, looking at the wiring diagram, the relay is internal in this IPDM fuse panel, but this fuse is in between the internal relay and the compressor. So when the relay turns on, this fuse gets power. I'm going to shut the AC button off just to verify the fuse turns off. That way I know I'm on the right fuse 100%, and that there's power probably going down to the compressor clutch. Nothing. This thing's probably got a bad compressor clutch. I'm gonna have to lift it back up and get to the electrical wire so I can be 100% sure instead of 98%. And to do that, you're gonna have to go forward. It won't let you move with the door open. It does have a check engine light on too. I'm gonna see what that code is just in case. I looked in the AC panel, but I didn't look for codes in the engine module. Let's make sure it doesn't have a temp related code or something like that. Although it shouldn't, because that relay wouldn't turn the fuse on and send power out to the clutch if it thought there was a problem with something. We'll still take a look anyway. Key on, engine off. La, la, la. I let you doing that work for me. The least you can do is keep it down over there. I didn't mean to yell, I'm sorry. Read the fault codes. Cooling fan 1, control circuit open. You know why? I didn't plug it in. Look at it. Knew it. Let's plug it in. Alright. Now we'll go back, clear code. It'd be cool if the compressor runs after that. Completed, read fault code. No fault code. Let's see. I don't think it's gonna do it, but I hope it does for him. Oh, no, the pressures, see the pressures? They're still locked in and the compressor's not running. Let's look at it with a light. I don't want to get it too hot. I'm going to put my mitts in there and check it for voltage. Yeah, still not turning on. Okay, let's get a voltmeter down there. I got some very fine probes in the connector. I'm going to lower it down so that my voltmeter will stay in it. We'll start it up and see if my voltmeter says power and ground are both getting there. 14 volts at the compressor. That's a bummer. Needs a compressor. I don't know why they told him condenser, but they're going to talk to the customer. Alright, that belt tensioner looks easy, doesn't it? Well, it's not, because you can't swing a tool anywhere in here. I can't swing a tool at an angle like this, so I gotta take this off just to get to that belt, if that makes sense. The customer does want to do it, so off we go into the wild blue yonder. I'm gonna take this underbelly off here. I don't want to lose these bolts, so I'd rather take them out if I can. Keep your eye on it. Did you see it? Alright, thanks. I'm going to, hope I didn't make you dizzy there, I apologize. It is a different size, so let's get the let's get some other sockets out. Make sure I don't have to take it all the way down, do I? I think I just need to get my tool in there. There you go. Now, the electrical connector already unplugged to check the clutch power. And there's one more connector. And then AC lines are 13s up here. Hope that shows up here. And then 3 13s hold it to the motor. Now it doesn't look like there's a lot of room in there, but little by little, 1/8 of a turn at a time. It's going. Once it's loose enough. Alright, can't get my fingers on it. And I just got to get one more line. And then I can get the other 2 bolts, the other 3 bolts. This one needs a slightly different setup. Every hardware item has its own specific desires. Just like everyone. You see it? I think I gotta take these studs out of here too, because the compressor's not gonna pull off with all these hoses and tubes in front of it. That's a little Torx for the studs. This little tiny gear wrench ratchet I just got, working like a champ. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I had to come up with something else. There it is, something else. Gear wrench, ratchet wrench. Oh yeah. That's coming right out of there, baby.
That's it. That's my guy.
Give me like a brand new car and we're done. Of course, everything will have been changed, so it's literally going to be a brand new car. You know, too, we explained to the customer that the dryer and all that stuff would have to be changed to get a warranty on the compressor anyway, so he's really not that much worse off. He had a leaking radiator we might not have found if we weren't specifically looking around for that kind of thing, so you never know. In any event, probably should have went a little differently. We probably should have said we don't do AC work without doing a diag. but we don't want to lose work, and so now the customer was strapped on the budget, so we made some adjustments on the prices, and we're getting them taken care of. But it's just kind of a sloppy way to do it. You do what you got to do, I guess. Parts on the way. Man, there's snapper doodles all over this thing. They don't want it to fall out anywhere. I can't say I blame them. There she blows. Little troublemaker. This has a variable displacement and a magnetic clutch. What we gotta do now is wait for a part. I apologize that I didn't film enough of them hub bearings. Rob hooked me up, took care of that while I was at lunch. That guy who hustles, man. Non-stop, hard worker. Oh, that's how you know it's sealed. It won't even come out. Oh, I was thinking I was gonna hit. Nope. A couple of things that make it easier about this job, and a couple of things not easier about this job. You get these two studs started first, I think. I don't want to go too far on the top one because this one has to clear that pipe. If my buddy's over at Chrysler, oh look at that. Go Bob, give him a hug for me, man. That thing went right through. I didn't think it was gonna. Didn't think it was gonna. Alright, that's the hard part. We gotta tighten one more stud. I found some missing push pins, and these were just kind of laying in there like they had been around for years. I don't know where they came from. They're supposed to push into here and hold this up, but that's not going to work anymore. I have to come up with something else. Come on now. We just having fun over here. Coming around the corner for the final stretch. Show me the money's in third. Keep on rowing's in second. Place your bets is in the lead by a neck. Pretty good. Gonna go over everything once more. Definitely want to turn this a bit in case there's any oil on the suction side. Alright. Hopefully it's the last time I gotta torque them. Alright, this is where the mechanic does his part to make a donation. Do a second evac and recharge. I'm just gonna do a 10-minute vacuum this time. Should be good. It's gonna be great. Be back in about 10 minutes. Maybe my 10-minute estimate wasn't that accurate, but we're getting close. It's been about 15 minutes. We got 3.5 minutes to go, and then it'll start letting us have refrigerant, and we should be good to go. This guy's a real nice guy. He's been here all day. Got here at 8:30 in the morning, and I've been working on it ever since. Well, 8:15 in the morning. So hopefully we'll get him on the road. They're moving tomorrow, and his wife's a chiropractor or something. She got another job in a different city. So they're moving a couple cities over, but they'll still be in Central Florida area. Anyway, super nice guy. We're gonna help him out and get him on the road today. We'll come back in a few minutes, see how this thing's blowing. All right, disconnect high side service hose, connect low side service hose, start AC on max. I gotta lower this lift. The door gets close to it. We don't want to do any damage. That's French for those of you who don't speak French. Learned that from Monique. A little punch drunk at the end of the day, you understand? Come on, here goes nothing. Boom! I saw that low side dive down. Oh boy, that's nice. Continue. All right. It's going to tell me it's okay to pull the low side hose off. It's going to tell me to have a good day, I believe. All right, this bad girl's been running a little while. Let's see. It's going to be cold in here. Goodness gracious. My glasses are going to fog up when I get out. I got to close the hood still, but I'm going to let this run and make sure we get it all heat cycled real good. There's no air pockets. Take it for a short drive. We'll make sure this thing's finished up right as rain, because they're taking a road trip tomorrow apparently. He said this has been a good car. He hasn't had a single problem until this AC issue. So 70,000 miles, that's apparently life expectancy on these Chrysler Airs. They're actually really nice family trucksters if you got a big family or something, you need to carry a bunch of people or kids around. These are actually nice cars. I like the interiors, all that stuff. I got nothing bad to say about them. Everything I did on there is a major amount of work, but it all kind of made sense. Nothing seemed real ridiculous, you know. Some vehicles you work on and you're like, what the heck are they thinking? And other ones you're like, nice. This is one of the nicer ones, I can say that much. Ooh, that AC is good. Man, I hope the AC is cold where you're at. Real nice. This car's done. It's time for a road test, verify this thing's great for the customer, and get him back to him, get him home on the road. He's been here all day with us and he ain't getting a paycheck. So thanks for watching today's video, guys. I'm not gonna have time for anything else, so it's been my pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it. Torque that like button on your way out, and most of all, I hope I see you in the next one, because you're awesome.